Good morning. Appreciate y'all for tuning in and rocking with us for another edition of the Morning Breeze, man. Always rocking with you guys, as always, man. Outside of me, I got my guy, Mr. Media himself, Jordan Jeanty, in the building. Big RIPs to Miss McCaskey.
The best show for Chicago sports.
Big love to all the Bears family. Big love to Breeze Nation here on this Friday. What's good? Finishing out the week strong, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, dang it, we got running back talk. I'm sick of this, JC.
No, let's keep it coming.
I'm sick of this.
Come on, 2 days in a row, let's do it.
I'm ready to fight somebody. First Najee Harris, now this. Ashton Jeanty wants to be a Bear.
That's right.
Are the Bears in on Ashton Jeanty is the real question. We'll take a look at, kind of what he brings to the table. The fact that he wants to be a Bear, the comments are fine. But should the Bears take a serious look? Could Ben Johnson be in on Jeanty? Johnson in on Jeanty. Also, Chicago Bulls do it again. Kind of. Not a lot of moves around this deadline. But they did trade Levine. Is there a direction here? And we'll finish it off with Super Bowl talk, ladies and gentlemen. The date is 2/7/2025. It's 7:03 in the morning. And it's Big Bear Dons. Big vibes. Okay. All right. We live on God. Designer. If in this been, we've been over. That's enough. You got to pay for the verse. You got to pay for the verse now. You got to pay for the verse now.
Can't show him everything.
Oh, I hit you with that old school. What that mystical did? Mystical said. I'm like about to say, oh yeah, I'm cold as a lavender hair. You ever see me fighting in the forest with a grizzly bear? Help the bear! All right, let's get it.
Oh, that's hilarious.
That's what I should do. I should just start doing different mystical verses every single day that I end up on the intro.
That's hilarious. I'm all for it. I'm here for that.
All right, man. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do.
Come on. Push the button. Come on. Push the button. Come on, push the button.
Yeah, come on, push the button.
You heard what she said.
Y'all heard what Sue Young said. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, man. Somebody in the comments yesterday was like, who's Sue Young? It's like,
oh, no. Oh, that's blasphemy. Come on, that's part of the culture.
You Rush Hour. He was like, oh, Sue Young.
Where you
push
from?
the goddamn button. Whoa.
Oh, all right,
A little aggressive there.
Jeez, we don't want to die for real, Sue.
She was willing to commit to the bit. I respect it. We gotta be willing to commit to the bit, dog. Let's get the conversation started here because Ashton Jeanty yesterday. Now he's walking around everywhere, right? He's doing the whole radio road thing. By the way, why is he there? I was very confused on that.
What can I say? Running backs galore.
Yeah, man. I was just confused. He's down there, doing the interviews and everybody's talking.
You stop hating on running backs, all right? You show some respect.
You know what you can do? Get the pumping. We over 100 in the chat. Oh, had a little accompanying music there. No, I got a little
Wait, it is Friday. Hey,
Jordan JC.
All right, brother, you got it.
I should have prepared some more or less on that, dog. That would have been
random
great.
more or lesses, right?
Yeah, that would have been great. No, I think here's the real thing, right? He says he wants to be a Bear. He says, that 10th pick looks real good. They're with the Chicago Bears. The 10th pick is available for the Bears to make that pick if they want to. And we have seen Detroit go running back in the first round before anybody thought that they would. But again, you have to have a serious conversation about what Detroit put in place before they got to that point. Shout out to Big Blaze in the building. Super chat. He said, Bears fans back and forth about Jeanty, Shaky Shane. You you're getting think you're getting Ashton Jeanty.
What do you say? Oh, he got another super chat.
And $5 for that one bar. Appreciate you.
Oh,
See,
yeah. Hey,
you pay for the bar, I give you the bar.
Hey,
You pay for the bar, I give you the bar. No, like honestly though, like what would have to happen for us to even have a conversation where this is not one of the most asinine moves in the first round? Because it's not that Jeanty's a bad player. Listen, I think that Jeanty has incredible balance for a running back. I think that coming out of the backfield, he's incredibly explosive. I do think he's very strong. You said Marshawn the other day. That was insane. But I think he bounces off of defenders really well. There's a lot of greats about what Ashton Jeanty could bring, but you also have to take into account Ashton Jeanty was not playing the SEC week in and week out.
He wasn't. He
was playing quite a few accountants on the other side of that football. You know what I mean? Quite a few future strength coaches and lawyers and athletic trainers. You know what I mean? Like,
that's hilarious. He was actually playing his agent.
You know what I mean? He's playing a future agent here. So, like, to me, the conversation around Jeanty is not that Jeanty's a bad back. It's about where the Bears would have to be to even consider Jeanty. I mean, you're not adding anybody on the defensive edge. You're drafting somebody on the other side. You're spending – I mean, I would say you're spending on Trey Smith. You're probably spending on Drew Dahlman. You're probably – spending and trying to overspend to go get somebody like Ronnie Staley, which a Staley in Chicago is kind of obvious.
That would be,
but
nice.
Like, I mean, you're breaking the bank on the offensive line alone, and then maybe you can justify going out and drafting running back, but you are adding nothing on the defensive edge side in free agency, in my mind.
No, you're not. There's a lot of names that are tied to the defensive end side as well, Trey Hendrickson. But, I mean, here's the thing. Keep your priorities straight. We've been doing that very well since the start of this offseason. Continue to keep your priorities straight. We've had a numerous amount of topics talking about wide receivers and running backs and, Cooper Kupp this and, Ashton Jeanty this. Those are all luxury conversations. Those are discussions we can have down the road if we address offensive line and perhaps one or two defensive linemen in free agency and the draft. But if we're talking about going after a running back in the first round, that absolutely means that we've addressed trenches, or we've addressed at least 2/3 of the positions that we need on that line when we get to the draft day. That's the only way we're talking about Ashton Jeanty, unless, again, Ben Johnson, who again, he is known for wanting those running backs. He is known for developing the run game and instilling that as a part of his offensive scheme. And even though, we may think, okay, maybe that's not a good thing as far as, utilizing that in the first round, Ben Johnson knows what he's doing when it comes to the offensive scheme and kind of, mix and matching the pass and the run, because I believe Detroit was ranked 5th and 6th in rushing over his final 2 seasons with Gibbs and Montgomery. And so, I'm fine with trusting, the direction that they go. However, I also think that they're going to get that done, meaning the offensive line help, before then, if they go this route. Now, it's nice that Ashton Jeanty obviously wants to come here. He was unprovoked in stating that he wanted to be a part of the Bears. So obviously he has some interest in what's going on here. Who wouldn't? Yeah. We're building something that could potentially be special. But I'm good on the Jeanty because, as we talked about on the show yesterday, there are a multitude of running backs that we have that could come in the 2nd, the 3rd, the 4th. There are some special players at that position in this draft, and so we don't have to jump at the supposed number 1 guy.
And I think that point right there, right? To me, if they were serious, and not to say you shouldn't be looking at Ashton Jeanty, right? He's the best running back in the draft. You should absolutely have an evaluation, a breakdown. You should have a look on Ashton Jeanty. But if you were to draft Ashton Jeanty after your quarterback took 68 sacks last season, which PFF is crediting 17 of those sacks to your quarterback. So that is what 59 sacks last season, right? I'm clearly math was not my
what are you talking about? Oh, you mean as far as the others being
as far as the sacks that were
51.
Is that 51 sacks?
Yeah, 51.
Jesus Christ, Pat, that was terrible math.
Sorry, brother. Hey, it's the morning. It's okay. You got babies. You didn't probably have coffee. It's
horrible.
Okay,
no, my dad watches the show. He's gonna make me do the circle again.
Is he a mathematician? Oh,
no. 4 times 6. Get it right. Whatever. But no, like if you're having a conversation on Jeanty after seeing, if we're going to attribute 17 sacks to Caleb Williams, which PFF, y'all know how they get down. They love a Braxton Jones in that mug. 51 sacks from your offensive line. It's a lot of sacks.
Yeah.
I would not have faith that this is going to work out because I would not believe that they are good at evaluating talent. And what I mean by that is like, not good at prioritizing talent, I should say. Right? If you're going best available at 10, it's tough if the best available is a running back, though. If the best available is a running back, you need to trade back.
That would be smart.
Because there's no, now also the best available isn't a running back. There are multiple linemen on the board here. You could go edge rusher. You could go offensive lineman. You could go tackle or guard. Like there's multiple options here. But if your best option is a running back in this draft and you know everything that you need to trade back and get more picks.
I mean, he totaled 2,600 yards. I think 20 plus touchdowns. Something like that as far as stats at Boise State. I agree with you that they didn't play in the SEC, didn't go up against the top of the top competition in college. But I mean, those numbers are very gaudy.
In the box every day.
Every day, because they knew exactly what their offense was built around. They knew that Ashton Jeanty would get the ball, which is why he had an absurd amount of break tackles and somehow still got upfield. So he's special. Let's not act like he isn't special. But again, he is what we call a luxury. He is what we call the guy you go after when you have everything else already fine-tuned and everything else already addressed around on the offense that will allow him to be the best version of himself. We talked about a really special running back in Saquon Barkley going from a team like the Giants to the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, the Giants, he was still special. He still could give you maybe 1,300 yards. But on the Giants, no offensive line, bad protection, not really a whole bunch of other weapons around them. So they knew who they were giving the ball to. Yeah. You go to a team like Philly where they're stacked with talent, rather. The offensive line is a juggernaut, one of the best in the league, has been playing with each other for a while. Now he's getting 1,800 yards and going for MVP. Like that. My thing is, yes, it looks different when you have all of the other things addressed. So could Ashton Jeanty come here and get 1,200, 1,100 yards his first season, maybe 1,300? Sure. I believe that he can. I believe he can still be special, but let's not take chances. Again, this organization has always been about doing things backwards, and we're finally looking forward and moving forward, not taking 2 steps back. This would be a decision where you would take 2 steps back, in my opinion, because again, you have other things that are more important on this priority list.
Yeah, listen, and that's what it comes down to. And I don't believe Jeanty would go for 1,300 yards behind this offensive line because they're not creating the holes. They're not opening up the edges. They're not securing the edges. They're not. Now, granted, he may see things better. He may still have a good season. I think it's not that hard to have a better season than what DeAndre Swift just have. That's why he's going to be out of the building as the second Ben Johnson. His car just stopped working. Like Ben Johnson walked in and he was like, "Oh, cut it off." Yeah,
yeah. We've seen that show already.
But it's just, listen. I get the talent. I understand the talent. I understand the talent that's available. But like, if I've got a great line And y'all talked about this yesterday, right? The fact that the draft board might have been a little leaked, but a Quinshawn Judkins could be up there, right? If I've got a great line, can I go with a Cam Scatterbo? If I've got a great line, is there some dude out of Nowhereville State that we don't even know yet? And he's a 6'1", 220-pound running back that had like 7,000 yards in 3 seasons because he just ran people. Like those are the things where it's like, everybody says it's like, oh, Pat, you disrespect the running back. And it's not disrespect. It's just there's so many good ones.
Yeah.
And if you're good, I can make you better by having mammoths in front of you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Saquon Barkley, outside of his rookie year, his yards per carry average in New York, 3.9 yards per carry. That's not good. His first season in Philly, he's getting 2 yards per carry before he even gets to the line of scrimmage because the offensive line is just killing people. Like, I get that everybody saw. I think, to me, what happened this season might be the worst thing that happened for fans of paying running backs. Because everybody saw Derrick Henry, everybody saw Saquon Barkley, everybody saw Josh Jacobs, everybody saw all these guys that got the bag, and they were like, "Oh, look at that! They're amazing," and it's because of them. And they don't see the mammoths just moving people out the way, going, "Please walk through this hole here, sir."
No,
Thank you. Right there.
Baltimore and Philly have addressed their issues. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. No, I'm right there with you. And my goodness, for the people that are you all get on me for saying that Ashton Jeanty can be like Marshawn Lynch. I've seen the article where they said that, maybe if he goes to Dallas, he could be the next Emmitt Smith. That is the top of the top when we're talking about all-time rushing yards leader. Is he not still the all-time rushing yards leader?
Still the all-time rushing yards leader.
Like you want to compare him to Emmitt Smith?
Hold on. You want to know why he could be the next Emmitt Smith?
Well, because it's Dallas.
Because there's a mammoth offensive line. Now the offensive line
they're getting older though.
You gotta rebuild that offensive line. But they understand that. You think they're not gonna draft offensive linemen this year?
Dallas.
You think they're not gonna sign offensive line? Who do you think we're gonna be competing with for Trey Smith?
That's true. That's a good point. Yeah. Yeah.
Like you think they're not going to go, oh look, there's valuable offensive line. I think people really think this is like Trey Smith is just going to walk to Chicago or the season's going to end and just walk to Chicago.
Like it's a done deal.
Oh, well, I guess we won that Super Bowl. Let me go see what they got on Italian beefs up there.
Oh, you doggone right. Get a mistake.
I do love a good Italian beef.
That's right.
But like if we're talking about chances of things happening, like Beast Mode was one of those special running backs where the line mattered, but it kind of didn't because he ran power so much and he was so good at it.
Well, that was the only reason why I was comparing him to what he did at Boise State, because it was like they knew what they were doing and he still did his own. He still knocked the people over.
He did. And it was 9 in the box just about every time he went after it. But that's
a different level. I'll admit that it's not the NFL.
It's a monster level.
Yeah, I mean, it's a different level.
It's a monster level. Marshawn was moving NFL players out the way. Who's the DB that we had on this team that he just grabbed and
Porter? I think you're talking about Porter. That was on the Saints.
Tracy Porter.
And then we had Porter, like an older version of Porter. Yeah, I remember that. And just
that mug, Marshawn grabbed him and just launched him into the sun. Oh no, please. I have children. Not anymore.
Would love
take that with you.
Jeanty to do that. I would love an Ashton Jeanty to do that.
I can't make my original joke no more, man. We got to find a new wrestling meme. Can't make my original joke no more.
Oh,
right. I can't.
Actually, yeah.
I use it for everybody now, but the original joke is gone. Now we got to find a new wrestling meme.
That actually makes sense. Yeah, I might have to retire it. Yeah.
Why?
It's not bad, Steve. I don't mind a D'Angelo Williams when he was in his prime in Carolina. I don't mind a D'Angelo Williams. That's not bad. That's not bad.
The only D'Angelo I want is singing. That's the only D'Angelo I want. I felt racist. I don't know why. The only D'Angelo I want on my music. I don't know, dog. It's the baby. I'm tired.
What you gotta get D'Angelo with? You just hate your running back. Jesus, man. Give him some respect.
No.
Oh, Lord.
I feel like I lumped all D'Angelos in on that though. Like that was the part that was tough. Not the fact that I was disrespecting the running back, I guess.
I like D'Angelo.
Hey man, if y'all in here right now, we got 180 in the building. Let's get 180 likes on this video.
Yes,
we got 90 on the Twitter side, man. Let's get 90 retweets on the video. Appreciate y'all for tuning in and showing love. We got to break down a little bit of this Chicago Bulls trade deadline that was and was not. Also, let us know in the comments below if you are in on the Chicago Bears going after Ashton Jeanty. I think most of us kind of, you know what? I can't say that because I've seen a lot of people all in on Ashton Jeanty.
Yeah, they like that. Like that.
I don't like that. I don't
tell you, man. It's gonna happen.
But no, man, we gotta break down a little bit of this Chicago Bulls trade deadline that wasn't, which is par for the course. Which is par for the course. And then we got to do a little Super Bowl talk because Super Bowl Sunday is coming up this weekend, and I got questions on the Super Bowl that most people probably aren't gonna have. We'll talk about all that more on today's episode of The Morning Breeze. We'll be right back right after a word from our sponsors. I need some Aura music.
Okay.
Appreciate you guys for tuning in and watching the show. Today's episode of the podcast is brought to you by Aura. Have you ever done a Google search on your own name? You'd be surprised what pops up. Your full name, email address, home address, health records, your relatives. It's all out there. And that's why I've been using Aura, the sponsor of today's video. Aura shows me which data brokers are selling my information and automatically submits opt-out requests just for me. Cleaning up my information not only helps reduce the amount of spam I get, but it protects me from hackers who could use that information to help them access my social media, bank accounts, and other sensitive information. It's really simple to set up. I don't have to download several apps or go to things like antivirus, VPN, password management, parental controls, identity theft, but you can get all of that in one place with Aura. I get everything at one affordable price as well. You may already have one or two of these tools, but not having Aura is like leaving the front door locked while leaving the back door and windows wide open. For you to be able to take advantage of Aura, we got a special deal for you here today. Stop data brokers from exposing your personal information. Go to my sponsor at https:/aura.com/the Windy City. Again, that is aura.com/the Windy City to get a 14-day free trial and see how much of your information is being sold.
When a severe storm hits, hail and high-speed winds can cause excessive damage to your home. This can lead to blown-off shingles, broken windows, siding damage, and leaking inside. If you suspect your home has been hit with storm damage, contact CNN Construction today. We are a proud GAF Master Elite contractor offering free exterior home inspection for storm-related damages. CNN is a reputable licensed roofing and general contractor working hand-in-hand with insurance companies and homeowners every step of the way through the difficult claims and restoration process. We will meet with your insurance adjuster to discuss the damages to your property, the value of those repairs, and the scope of work needed at your home. Our skilled team has you covered and will leave your home looking brand new. Give us a call today at 844-415-ROOF or visit our website at cnroofs.com for a free exterior inspection. CNN Construction. We find the solutions, not the excuses.
Welcome back. Appreciate y'all for tuning in and showing love to another edition of The Morning Breeze.
Show for Chicago sports.
Hey, man, if y'all in here tapped in with us right now, man, and you ain't hit that subscribe button, stop playing with us, man. If y'all in here right now, you ain't hit that like button, man, stop playing with us, man. What you doing? Take 2 seconds. Push the button, as Sue Young would say. Talked about the Chicago Bears and the possibility of drafting Ashton Jeanty. Kind of sick of running back talk here, JC, if I do say so myself.
Come on now.
I'm good. Running back talk in 4 years when everything's built, right? When the offensive line is built, defensive line is built.
When everything is set.
Yeah. When the coaching staff is built. When possible new ownership is in place, and we'll have to talk about that. The possibility of new ownership possibly coming to
Maybe
Chicago.
stepping down. I don't know. We'll see.
We'll see what ends up happening. Man, they are legacy owners now, so they don't have to have majority control to still have heavy say in that room.
Interesting.
Very interesting. Very interesting. We'll see kind of what the McCaskies end up doing. But listen, when the roads down on Pulaski are set, you know.
Oh God!
When
Lower Wacker is set.
When Lower Wacker finally gets phone signal, and you can use your GPS down there.
Bro, I can't stand that trash. That was last week for me trying to get to a restaurant. I was trying to get a steak. 20 minutes late. I'm not even joking. I was 20 minutes late for my restaurant reservation.
Oh man, listen. I mean, when JC gives up steak.
That ain't happening. That is not happening.
That is when I'll be all in on addressing that running back position. Trust me.
Dang right, Daly. There's always a stake somewhere.
There's always a stake. I will say, y'all think this is a joke. Y'all think this is a bit. This man eats a lot of steak, dog.
I eat a lot of steak, man. What can I say? I celebrate
like
with steak.
A cowboy back in the day, just like meat and potatoes.
Yep.
Bring me my meat and potatoes.
Good old fashioned protein and carbs, baby. Right.
Yeah, he's been on the protein diet just cuz. Nah, man, but I want to have a conversation now about the Chicago Bulls, and yet again they stand pat at the deadline. They did move Zach LaVine, which was a big move. And listen, just more so a conversation around what we heard from Arturas Karnisovas yesterday.
Yeah.
All right, look, I'm trying to shoot him some bail. I gotta try and shoot him some bail. Either he's terrified of public speaking, which is the worst thing in the world if you're a GM, or he is that like there's still a language barrier and he gets nervous with what he's saying when people press him on questions, because he starts off the interview literally not looking up from a piece of paper that he has a prepared statement on that he also is struggling to get through. And then when asked multiple questions, he's giving different answers and saying, I didn't mean to say that. I meant to say this, and this is actually what we intend to do. And essentially it comes down to this. He finishes out everything by saying, and this is the big one, that these last 30 games will really tell you what they have with the young guys, and that making the play-in or the playoffs and teaching guys how to win is better than getting the high draft pick. That is kind of what everyone is up in arms about right now. And here's the conversation you got to have around it. And me and Hayes talked about this on Locked On Bulls. If you want to go that route is fine. If you want to go with we're going to build a winning culture here, because I do think people are always, you got to tank go all in, capture the flag, all of this stuff that we say, right? Usually that creates this Detroit situation where everyone sucks. The young player comes in who's great. He doesn't suck, but you win no games because everyone sucks. Because nobody on the team knows how to win. So I'm fine with you building the winning culture. Here's the problem with all of that, JC. AK has now been here for 5 seasons. We've had one winning one.
Where's it gotten you?
So you're not building the winning culture. Like I could sit here and be like, well, look, if he's winning 43 games a year, I'd say you're winning more than you're losing. You've got a team that's competing. You've got a team that knows how to win. It just, some games go your way, some games don't because you don't have the talent. That's why in the draft, if you add this guy who maybe is the 9th or 10th pick in the draft, especially this one here, and you're able to go out and add that to a team that's got 42 wins, that's how you get to 48, 49. Now you're taking steps in the right direction. Boom, here we go. You're on pace for 36. And 36 is a stretch. Like 36 is a great season to finish out the season. Actually, I guess really you're on pace for about 32. But like if you finish out the season with 36, like, oh, you may have something here in these young guys. There's only 30 games left. You got 22 wins. The Bulls can't even execute the plan that they say they want to execute, right? And that's my problem with this team at the deadline. We're yet again sitting here having the same conversations that we've been having for 4 years. You just keep trying to switch the pieces and go, it's not there anymore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You've gotten rid of one guy, and you still got Vooch here. You still got Kobe White, who I think should have been traded as well. I know there was rumblings about him in Orlando. Vooch obviously was a potential fit for a Golden State. They said, maybe they consider him if the KD talk was out, but then, Jimmy was the next priority. And if Jimmy was out, maybe Vooch would have went there. But we're not in a position where we're again stuck with the same type of a team. And my thing with AK is I've lost confidence in our tourist.
Confidence.
I've lost confidence in him a long time ago.
Yeah.
And honestly, I used to think that I would blame. It wasn't because I blamed our tourists. I used to blame Reinsdorf. I'm like, there has to be some meddling going on in the background. There has to be something that's going on there. Because again, I used to think that, what I saw in Denver. And I think even Steve-O mentioned this, with the evaluation of talent and drafting of Jokic and Murray and Michael Porter Jr. and all of these guys, the cohesion of that team, getting to a championship finally. I thought he was a little bit more of an integral part of that. Apparently not, because you're not showing it here. You keep trying to rebuild and get this thing rolling, and it's not rolling. It's been at a standstill, like you said, for the 5 years you've been here. And yeah. I believe I read an article where they said either they go about this in two different ways. You can try to find 2-star players, or you can find 8 to 9 great players and win that way. And they said that their plan might be going after the latter. If that is the case,
yep,
you're literally doing the same thing. You had Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan, Kobe White, Ayo Dosunmu, Vooch, when Lonzo Ball was healthy, like Patrick Williams. You had a slew of great players and 3 technically all-star players. You did that. But why is it that we're going back to that?
But by the way, JC, it doesn't work. In 30 years, it's worked once.
Detroit Pistons.
In 30 years, it's worked once. Name me the other collection of good players that didn't have a star.
I don't know.
Like I'm saying, and I think that's the thing, bro. Like he's building this like Denver, which is why, listen, I'm not as fired up as everybody is, because the second he showed up and he said he wanted to be competitive and he wanted to win, and you hope to find a star, but you want to have all of these people. I was like, okay, so he's going to build this like Denver. So I knew he was going to compete every single season. I knew he was never going to build bad teams. And listen, Denver hasn't been sub 30 wins since 2003. Since before they drafted Carmelo Anthony. That's the last time they were sub 30 wins. They got Melo. All of a sudden they're winning 40 games and all of that. And I get the mindset. Tank it for anybody who's blow it up and tank. That's stupid. It doesn't work. It gives you fun players. You do not win championships. The closest that anybody got to actually winning a championship from tanking is the Dallas Mavericks. They also lost.
Yeah.
So tanking has not won an NBA championship to this point. Getting superstars has won NBA championships. Developing superstars has won NBA championships. Signing superstars has won NBA championships.
Yeah.
But tanking has not won a championship. I don't know if y'all know this or not. How's the process going? The process is processing behind us in the standings. So I understand that y'all got to understand. I'm in on what Arturis should be selling.
Mm-hmm.
I should be an AK supporter right now.
Should be.
The problem for me is you're not actually building winning habits. You're not building winning ways. You're just running guys out there and saying, let's play basketball together. Hey, we got 5. And here's what really stands out to me. You're not even building a team in my mind. You ever, I don't know how many games you've watched this season, JC. You actually have the luxury of being able to
probably a handful.
Yeah. I've watched quite a bit of Bulls basketball this year because I'm a sycophant. I've got problems.
You like depression, okay?
I just listen. I love my Chicago sports teams, right? That's how I got to where I'm at.
I do too.
Yeah, that's how I got to where I'm at. But my big issue with the Bulls right now is even in like if me, you, and like Kid, Joel, and Drew decided to go play ball. Somebody hits you a little hard. We may not get into a full fist fight because, you know, Joel's old and he'd be confused and he's not from these streets.
What's going on? Yeah.
But we're going to have a conversation. Hey, bro, you got to chill all that out, man. You're doing a little too much. Yeah, you know what I mean? I watched last night. Jared Allen came up on, it was that a Seward Thompson he got? Set a screen, it was setting a screen, but he was setting a screen to send a message. He was letting them know, bow, hey, dog. I'm gonna tell you this right now. You're not gonna touch my teammate like how you feel like you're doing right now.
Yeah.
Got ejected. Don't have to pay a low fine. But he was letting them know, hey, that's not gonna fly. And guess what? We got to see you 2 more times this season. It's whatever you want it to be.
Mm-hmm.
I saw Modest get elbowed in the face, and his teammates didn't even come over to pick him up.
Dang thing.
They got there late to pick him up. You know what I mean? Like that you're not building a team. You just have a collection of players right now.
Yeah.
You got young dudes, you got old dudes, you got new young dudes. None of them are a team. That goes to Billy Donovan. That goes to Arturis Karnisovas in the front office. That goes to this organization as a whole. There's too much of, all right, let's just wait and see what's going to finally happen until something happens.
My thing is their level of comfort that they've gotten to too, because I've even heard Billy Donovan's comments about this whole direction of tanking, and he's saying that he's here for it and he's okay with being a part of a rebuild. And yes, sure, Billy Donovan probably is a little bit better as a coach when it comes connecting to younger players. You saw that in OKC, when they had the veteran and Chris Paul, and you know them taking off with a younger SGA and that team, and now what they are now, but. My thing is there a comfort level now with this team? And you know, Reinsdorf is just going to be like, hey, if we're a middle of the pack kind of team, we're in basketball purgatory where we're just good enough to get into a play-in with the 10th seed in the Eastern Conference.
Yeah,
we're doing just okay, in my opinion. You know that's what he's going to be thinking. So there's no doubt about that. So my thing is, has that mentality trickled? We talked about the culture of Chicago sports teams. We talked about the mentality and the culture being made, you know, when it came to the Bears from the top to bottom. You know, has that poison and that toxin taking over with the Bulls, where it's like, okay, you're okay with just mediocrity. You're okay with, hey, this is how we're going to go about this. You know, maybe we'll luck into a superstar, but if not, we'll get about 6 or 7 players where we're thinking, you know what, let's just fill some seats. Let's get everybody happy. Let's have an exciting product of a brand of basketball out there. We'll get a couple of high flyers and, you know, win 40 games in the next season.
That's literally their plan. And we keep saying this, right? Well, they're just hoping to luck into a superstar. That's exactly what they're hoping to do. Now, granted, there is a measure of this that requires luck, but that is exactly what they're hoping to do. Hey, let's luck into a superstar. Let's find the next guy. Let's one day, right? We got a top 10 pick yet again. Let's see if we can find a superstar out of that. See if we can figure out who's going to be the top guy. You're going to take dudes with high potential, maybe some a lot of risks. You know what I mean? That's going to happen. That's how you end up with Patrick Williams and not Devin Vassell. So we'll see what ends up happening, man. I mean, listen, the Bulls got 30 games left, according to Arturis, to really make a push. You want to know what's wild about this?
Same mess.
No, this is what's wild, right? This is what's wild.
Yeah.
Realistically, usually the Bulls have a hot month.
Yeah.
Every season, the Bulls have a hot month. Right now, the Chicago Bulls are only 5 games back from the 5th seed. These mugs could actually prove Arturis right.
Somehow,
if they
somewhere.
have a hot month. Like literally, like the Pistons are 25 and 26 in the 7th seed. The Magic are 25 and 28 in the 8th seed. Neither of them really got better, although I guess the Pistons got Dennis Schroeder, who the league said, "Let me show you the slave trade." I'm like, Jesus, brother, like that was a wild
moved around
that
quick.
was a wild comment to then get traded 4 times.
Yeah.
The NBA draft deadline's nothing but the slave trade. Ship them around the world. But like you're there's a conversation to say you actually could prove AK right if these young guys get to moving. And listen, if Modest Buzelis balls out, guess who drafted him?
Arturis.
AK. There is a path that, like he is saying, of winning now that does make sense. The problem is we don't believe in the winning now.
I don't believe
part.
it. Yeah, I don't believe it.
I don't see you winning now. Baki said Schroeder ain't even landed yet.
That man is just hovering. He's in a plane.
There's a team out there
now?
for me somewhere. Maybe I'll keep my mouth shut next time.
Yeah, he probably should. You lost a lot of money that way.
Yeah.
But this is why it's not fun talking about Bulls basketball. It's a constant just carousel of this crap every single season, and honestly, I'm not here for it anymore. Like something has to change.
Are you on the Sylvie boycott?
The what bill boycott?
Are you on the Sylvie boycott? Sylvie basically said, he's not turning on Bulls games. He's not watching the Bulls with his kids because he won't give his money to Jerry Reinsdorf anymore.
Bro, I have the luxury of watching the games. I got Fubo TV. I haven't watched a game in I don't know how long. I watch highlights. I go to YouTube. I'll check it out. I watched the Modest highlights a couple games back when he was 10 for 10. I like individual performances. I'm not wasting 2 hours on watching a Bulls game. Even if they win, I'm not wasting it. I have better things to do. I'll cook another steak just for the heck of it.
Steaks. This guy's cooking steaks every day.
No,
gotta watch it.
Steak on steak on steak, babe.
Yeah, double steak action.
Right.
I think only thing for me is that I said was I'm not gonna pretend like I started watching. I guess I started watching the Bulls, but like at a good time because I was born during the Jordan era, but I didn't grow up watching the Bulls during a good time. And my dad didn't boycott like it. So I don't know if I would never do the boycott. Like I watched a lot of bad Bulls teams. I watched the Tim Floyd era. Those are my childhood Bulls. I watched the
I did too.
The baby Bulls where it took them a while to figure out where the heck they were going, right? Like I
Kirk
watched
and Ben Gordon,
Bulls teams where for me it's like that's a part of the ride. That's the part of the up and down. Like it's just it's in my DNA of like, hey,
you gotta get off.
You gotta ride the down years to get to the up years.
Get off that roller coaster, man. I think it's time for us to.
Hey, with that mindset, I'd be done with the Bears.
But they're going up on the roller coaster.
Yeah, they are now. You know how long we've been down?
We've been down. There's a lot of there's been a lot of maintenance on that roller coaster for it. Yeah,
Hey,
you're
Doug,
right.
We riding on the American Eagle backwards.
Yeah.
You know how that.
Oh no, I have never.
You're not even.
I will never ever do that, bro. As a kid, I was terrified going straight forward.
You're not even screaming because of the drops. You screaming because you don't know if that mug is gonna last. Like,
Bro, what? No, bro. Y'all gotta sustain this.
oh God. We talking way longer on the Bulls than I expected to, though. We gonna have to,
this is bad.
we're gonna have to talk Super Bowl this evening, though. Hey man, we appreciate y'all for tuning in and showing love. We'll be back later today to talk more Bears and Bulls. It's kind of, bro, that's how that roller coaster be, dog. You be going backwards down around. Ah! Ah! Please.
Hey, what kind of fun is this?
Oh, dog. I remember I got on that as a kid. My mom was like, we used to ride this when we was kids. I was like, Jesus.
Same old wood.
Same roller coaster, bro.
Jesus, man.
They told us they reinforced it with some steel. I don't believe it.
Yeah.
Hey, man, we appreciate y'all for tuning in and showing love. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page. Leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. We'll be back later today talking more Bears, Bulls, all that good stuff, man, here on the Windy City Breeze. A little winded after that. For Mr. Meaty, Jordan, JC, it's your boy Pat the Designer back at it again. Y'all stay safe out there, Chicago. Bear down. One love. Peace.
Oh, that's funny.
Ooh, suck.